Hey everybody, welcome to my video on setting up a Playonline account or Final Fantasy 11 account. I haven't seen many videos on this, and I know this can be one of the most daunting and annoying and frustrating things to do to get into Final Fantasy 11. I've answered a lot of questions on Facebook and forum posts about, my passwords aren't working, all that. So I'm going to try and make this as simple as possible. Go to playonline.com, click on your region. Top right hand corner, you've got the account management system. You're going to go ahead and click on that. Go in there to set up your account, register for a Square Enix account. I'm assuming you've already bought Final Fantasy 11. You've got your registration key and all that. So once you sign up for the account, get that all set up, you go and log in. We are going to go to service and options, or you can click this button right here, but Final Fantasy 11, play online. You're going to add your service account. Right here is where you put in your registration code. You can get this from Steam if you bought it on Steam, or if you got it from Square Enix, they'll send you an email with it. So go ahead and add your service account, and then you'll have this. These are all my service accounts. I have 4 different accounts just because it was $10 on sale. So I went ahead and bought extra accounts just in case I had friends or family that wanted to play. So this is your Play Online ID. This is what you'll be using when you download and sign in to Play Online to get into Final Fantasy 11. So when you have this, you'll probably only have one. So you go to your options list, and this is where you add a character. You will add new options, and then you'll pay for a character. So it's $1 a month for the character. It's $12 a month for the subscription. So you're paying about $13 a month to play with one character. And what you'll want to do is you want to come down here to update Play Online password. You probably want to make that the same as your Square Enix account. It just makes it so much easier when you're logging in. So after you get all that set up, you've got your character loaded up, which will be right here, your active options. It'll show you your character. If you've already had a character made or profile made, it'll actually have the name right here and what server. So after you got all that done, you get your passwords updated and everything. Go back and you're going to click on this top left hand corner, free client download, and you're going to make a folder somewhere, desktop or games folder, whatever. Just label it like Final Fantasy 11 setup, and then download all 5 of these to that same folder. Once you extract them, you're going to start with part 1, and you should have a Final Fantasy 11 installer or Play Online viewer. You're going to do Play Online viewer first, and then you're going to do Final Fantasy 11. And then let's see. So once you get the Play Online, this is the Play Online viewer, and you are going to add a member, which will come up with this menu right here. So you'll add your gamer tag, whatever you want. This does not need to match anything. It's just whatever you want. Your Play Online ID is this right here. So that has to match that. Make sure all the letters are capitalized. And then you're going to put in your Play Online password, which is what I told you was this right here. So you're going to update the password. When you update the password, that's what this is going to be. You don't need this unless you're using a shared computer. This is just for this account to lock that. Your Square Enix ID is going to be this right here. This is your Square Enix account. So this is not going to be the same as your Play Online ID. Just make sure it's a big common mistake. Gets people frustrated. So hit OK. Yes, and then log in, and then you will put in your Square Enix account ID, which should be the same. as your Playonline. Once you get in, you'll probably have to do an update for Playonline viewer. Doesn't take that long. And then what you'll do is once you get in, it'll probably have you set up like a little email account. Doesn't take any time at all, but it used to be for messages on Final Fantasy 11 Play Online. You can send emails to people who are offline. So we'll go to Final Fantasy XI or 11. Once it loads up, you hit play and then play. It'll ask you to add a content ID name to the email. And then right here, you'll probably have a huge update, be a huge install, but it shouldn't take with today's internet and computers. It takes maybe 2 hours compared to like the 13 it used to take. Opening cinematic, I would skip this. You can always watch this online because if you don't, this little menu that comes up right here, if you don't accept within a couple minutes, it logs you out of Final Fantasy. So very time sensitive on that one. So if you watch the entire video, you'll probably have to re-log in. So yeah, go to create character because this will be your first character. Choose whatever race you want. Honestly, back in the day, the stats meant something, but nowadays they're not as needed. I mean, there's no min maxing in this game with when it comes to race and um, race and class. So choose your character. Customizations in this game aren't too crazy. Not crazy at all. So choose your class, and then so once you pick your name, you can choose your server. Okay. If there's a website online that will show you the different servers and their populations. I think Asura, Odin, and I think Bahamut are the biggest ones. I know I've been on Fenrir since 2002, whenever the game came out, so that's the one I always pick. But let's do Asura. And then yeah, choosing your starting city doesn't really matter anymore. I can tell you now that if you're Hume or Golka, you want to go to Bastok if you want the ring. Windurst is Taru and Mithra, and then Sandoria is the elves. So if you want, a starting area specific ring, those are the race and city combinations. So since I was a human, I'll go Bastok. So yeah, so I'll make another video for part 2. So thanks for watching, and yeah, sorry it was my first video, so bear with me on that. Thanks, guys.